Hey guys. Today, manifest anything you want in 3 simple steps. And this is not just another run-of-the-mill 3 simple steps video, because I'm going to give you all the deets. And as soon as I say that, I look over and there's a guy wearing a shirt that says 11 on it. So you know it's got to be legit right here on New World All-Star, my friends. How about that? Guy's out for a jog. So, yeah, 3 simple steps, and I'm going to explain exactly how to do the 3 steps, each step in detail, and it's not hard. It is actually simple. And at the end, I'll even add on a little bonus talk why it's simple. All right, so number 1, very clear goals. Write this shit down, guys. This is free coaching, free expert level, master level, law of attraction coaching. Write this down. So number 1, very clear goals. Number 2, openness to the idea that it's already been granted. Openness to the idea that it's already been granted. And again, I'll tell you why these are easy to do. Okay, number 3, gratitude. And actually, maybe that should be number 1. You know, my paid coaching program, I spend the first couple of hours talking about the science because I'm trying to convince everybody, no, this is real. And when you get over the fear that the law of attraction is not going to work, and what if this isn't real? You know, this seems like some mystical shit. I don't even know if this is going to work or not, right? When you overcome that, it seems to help. So that's kind of why I spent a lot of time on the science, was to show you, no, this is real. This actually works. There's a legit scientific explanation. We can explain why this works, and physics is uncovering this stuff. And I'm always talking with you guys about the legit physicists that are telling you exactly that. We're living in a participatory universe, like Lothar Schaefer, for example. And there's another guy too that I talked about a few months ago. And this isn't some guy in his fucking basement. Okay, these are big name physicists that are the head of like some big university department or something. You know what I mean? With Nobel Prize laureates and shit like that. Okay, these are the guys talking about, yeah, consciousness is fundamental. It's the creative force. We live in a participatory universe. Those guys. Meanwhile, television is giving you the impression that none of that's true and just watch some football. And football's fine. I'm not dogging football. It's just, you know what I mean, how the system kind of tells us that. But the fact is, it does work. Well, before I get into that stuff, with my students, I tell them, start with gratitude. I know you want to start doing something. I know you want to start doing something today. And so I'm going to give you an easy one before we get into the law of attraction teachings and the science. I'm going to do the science first, and it's kind of long, so I'll give you something. Here you go. Gratitude. Every day, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Lots of gratitude. And I'm going to go really into details somewhat. I think I've kind of already set the stage about how to do that, right? Gratitude, practicing gratitude. Because guys, if you're grateful, God is going to give you more reasons to be grateful. God's going to hook it up. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so number 1 was very clear goals. Now I'll share with you a trick that I did. And again, I teach this even to my paying coaching students. I'm going to give it to you for free today. Here you go. I think I talked about this on one of my live streams a couple weeks ago. I wrote a document where it was like kind of a high-level overview, and then I said I can get more specific later. And it's easy to kind of do that when you know, when you distill it all down. Like, what are the things that everybody kind of wants. Everybody kind of all wants the same things, and then you can get more specific. And you might be thinking, well, no, I want different things than what other people do. Well, yeah, I know, but that's not what I'm talking about. Where we all kind of end up wanting the same things. Watch this. Health, wealth, and relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. That's what we all want. Think about it. Write that down. Remember, so number one is very clear goals, and under that you can put 3 little subpoints: health, wealth, and are you writing this down? Pause the video and go get a notebook, dude. I'm trying to hook you up. Seriously, this is some good shit today, guys. Okay, health, wealth, and relationships are the 3 little subpoints. And I mean, what else is there? Right? Well, Kurt, I want to travel and I want to do this and I want to do that. Yeah, if you want to travel, you need money. And I've talked many, many times about how money is good. You guys got to get over the whole hissy fit about money is bad and Kurt, you're charging money for your services and me. Yeah, well, you know what? Money is good energy, guys. Money is good. I mean, technically, money is neither good nor bad. It's what you do with it. And there's going to be money, guys. It doesn't matter. New Earth, money's not going anywhere. We're just going to have a righteous monetary system instead of an evil one, which is the one we have today when we have the New Earth. Do you understand? Money is just a medium of exchange. And it's okay to have abundance. It's your birthright, right? The health that you depend on. Maybe you're not feeling good. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you've had health problems. Guys, I'm going to try to talk my friend into doing this. My friend who was having some health problems, he's kind of a hermit, but maybe I can talk him into doing an off-camera interview. He used the law of attraction to heal his illness. He did do that. That's a thing. I am an advocate for conventional doctors too. If you're sick, go see a doctor, dude. You should really try to address all the things. Go see a conventional doctor and use the law of attraction and try some homeopathy. Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. Natural remedies, right? Vitamins, exercise. Okay. Guys, when you lose your health, like when you get really sick, oh man, it's so hard to get it back. Guys, you got to do something about your health. Okay, also, relationships. Who doesn't want that? Of course you do. You want a lover. Right? I mean, if you want your twin flame, go watch my twin flame videos. You cannot use the law of attraction techniques to get your twin flame. It doesn't work that way. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go back to the True Twin Flame Teachings playlist on this channel. Now, for everybody else, you want a soulmate? No problem. Technically, the law of attraction does work for twin flames, but you have to actually stop using the mind at all. You can't use the mind at all. If you want to use the mind to get a relationship, then what you're looking for is a soulmate. Twin flame, it's all consciousness. It's all spiritual. There's no mental anything behind it. Okay, so that's kind of covering the gamut of what everybody wants. I can't think of anything else. Can you? Even if you go, well, I can think of something else, and you put it down in the comments, do it. But I bet you it's going to fit somehow into one of my 3 categories: health, wealth, relationships. So from there, I wrote a document, 1 page. So remember, we're talking about how to have very clear goals. 1-page document. I did make the font size a little smaller. I didn't cheat too much. It wasn't super tiny. I think instead of 11, I think 11 is the default in Microsoft Word. It was like 10, so not too bad. But 1 page, I got it all to fit on 1 page. And I even shortened a couple of things and it's got to be 1 page. It's got to be simple. We're going to get detailed in a minute, but right now we're going to start simple. Now, you guys, you know what? like the country you live in, maybe you have a constitution there. We do here in the United States, right? The Constitution of the United States of America establishes the system of government, some ground rules, and all the other laws have to be based off of that. You guys kind of know how that works. You remember like civics from school, right? Okay. And even the Constitution was like 1 or 2 pages. The original Constitution, they wrote it on one big piece of paper, or I think 2. Hemp paper, too, by the way. Bet you didn't know that. Hemp paper. Anyway, so the Constitution of the United States of America. All right. Also, have you ever heard of people talking about different states of consciousness, right? I came up with this clever thing one day. I called it the Constitution of the United States of Kurt's Consciousness. I'm going to unite all my states of consciousness. Haha, pretty clever, huh? Okay. 1 page. High level, health, wealth, relationships. Real simple. Big picture. How do I want my life to look like? I don't have to do the details, just what do I want? How do I want it to look, but big picture? 30,000 foot view. Macrocosmic level. And I even set some ground rules. I had the top section of the document was like, okay, I'm going to make some statements about who I am as a creator and my relationship with God, and some statements of fact, some things I want to be clear about, just how I think like the spiritual laws should work, and what I don't know, just kind of setting some ground rules, some, you could say, nuts and bolts. And then the second half of the page was, okay, here's what I want. And I wasn't too specific, but I did say, here's the things I want. And I kind of painted a simple picture, like, living a carefree life. This is the age of golden innocence, or whatever it is, right? Stuff like that. Okay. So simple, 1 page. I even put 2 little things at the very end, just to be sure. I said, okay, part of living a happy life maybe would include not having certain things present in my life. And so here's 2 quick, it was like 2 sentences. I didn't really focus on it a lot because I don't want to focus on the things that I don't want, because I don't want them. And you know how the law of attraction works. You focus on something, guess what happens? But I think it's foolish to say to not ask for things to not be present is a bad idea, right? Like, oh yeah, don't focus on it, so just don't say anything. Well, you don't want to ignore stuff. You know what I mean? But just real quick, threw this in here. Here's 2 sentences. Just let's not do that. All right, thanks. But all the rest of it was all the stuff that I do want. And that was it. 1 page. Real simple, high level. So that's the Constitution. Now, underneath the Constitution is all the specific laws. You can start getting detailed. So over the course of the next 12 months, I started journaling, and I wrote down in great, great detail everything that I wanted in my journal. I call it my journal of faiths. Remember, faith, you either got it or you don't. Hope, this isn't hope. Hope, you can have a lot, you can have a little, but hope doesn't cause reality to manifest. Your beliefs do, if you really believe this stuff. Faith. And you don't need much. Remember what the Bible said. If you have but the faith of a mustard seed, you shall move mountains. You either got it or you don't. Faith is not hope. So I have a journal of faith. I wrote everything down in great detail, all the things. Now I'm going to start getting detailed, long descriptions. And then I wrote it in pencil too, right? And that way I could go back and erase things, and I would make little amendments. I would add things, and I would think about it for a few days or for a week, or I would go learn about something. I'm trying to learn about finance or whatever it is. or health, my health goals, and I would find out, oh wait, I found out that this one idea I had was not a good idea, so I'm going to go back to my journal and erase it or cross it out and go, no wait, actually I want to modify this piece. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just took my time, guys, and this is something else that you need to know about manifesting, and I tell you guys this all the time. This is why this isn't just another run-of-the-mill 3 simple steps fucking video, right? No, this is the legit, real law of attraction teaching. You guys are going to have to make this a way of life. You're going to have to slow down, especially when you're manifesting some big goals, right? The bigger the goals, the more time it might take you. Slow down. And besides, it's not going to come any other way anyway, guys. Think about it. 3D physical reality is slow and clunky, and shit takes forever. Oh my God. God, it takes so long. Why? I don't know. It's density. We live in density. It just takes a while. So, you're just going to have to make peace with that. Get started today, though. Get started today. Get started today. Get started today, guys. If you get started today, you're going to look back 6 months from now, and you might actually start to think that this could be working, or a year from now, or whatever. You can sign up for my manifesting course, Manifest Your Dream Life. It's not expensive. I have payment plans. I mean, it's not expensive to begin with. It's only, $300 or $400. You get $50 off if you pay in full, $50 off if you pay in full. But if you still can't afford $400 something, no problem. I got payment plans. I make it so easy, and you get a bunch of stuff. 26 hours of videos, group coaching calls, a Facebook community. After a year of being in the program, then I unlock another level of videos for you to watch. And you don't have to pay me more money. Guys, I hook it up. It's the Masters Club. This is the real law of attraction community. How can I really get this shit to work? Right. You got to learn to speak this language. You got to learn the lingo, guys. It's a way of life. It's a way of life. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to hook you up. You got to make this a way of life. So commit to it. Take your time and slow down. Write this stuff down and take your time. It's okay. Just take it easy. You want to manifest like a permanent relationship, like a family and a marriage and kids and everything like that, right? Maybe that's what you want. Maybe it's not, but I'm just using that as an example. Okay, well, that's kind of a big goal, dude. You might have to slow down and take it easy. Think about this stuff. Learn about relationships. Okay, so I think you kind of get the gist of very clear goals. Very clear goals. Very clear goals. Do the high level thing and then take your time. Write down the details in a separate notebook. Get it all organized in your head, exactly what your life would look like. Okay? All right, number 2, openness to the idea that it's already been granted. Well, of course it has. Did you know that we live in a mental universe of infinite possibilities? It's true, and that is exactly what physics is proving out today. Now, they're not going to tell you that like that. Some of them might. Again, Lothar Schaefer, then there's a couple other guys. I don't remember their names. What are their names? Well, anyway, they're big shot. These are big shot, big name. They tend to be like more humble and down to earth than the big shots. But no, these guys are like in charge of big university projects, and they got big shoes to fill, guys. This isn't some 2-bit physicist. This is like a Nobel Prize laureate. These kind of people. They're in charge of big university science projects and like a whole department. Those guys, those are the ones talking about consciousness is fundamental. The field, what they used to call empty space, or the fabric of space, is pure information. Pure information. There's even a new theory emerging in the physics community called information realism. And everybody knows this is going to be a thing. Everybody in the physics community, some of them are rolling their eyes, but they all know that it's inevitable. Even Scientific American magazine described it the same way. Scientific American, guys, this isn't a joke. So, the universe is mental. It's the mind of God. It's pure information. There's an infinite number of possibilities in existence right now in the quantum field. That's what physics says. Do you know what that means for you? It means that if you focus on an idea long enough, if you keep dumping consciousness on it, it's going to show up. It has to. That's the law. That's how the universe works. And I'm not talking about rules. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about laws like gravity, an actual law. Like if you jump, you will come down, right? If you focus on an idea long enough, it'll happen. You just gotta believe it. Belief is success. Belief is faith. Faith is the evidence of things unseen. Write that down. Faith is the evidence of things unseen. So, it's not very hard, guys. This is why I spend so much time on the science. Especially in today's world, it's not very hard because of science. It's not very hard to be open to the idea that it's already been granted when we live in a universe where there are an infinite number of possibilities, and that's how the science actually legit works. That's fucking bad as shit, dude. That's awesome. That is so badass. So all you have to do is cultivate these emotional experiences. We're going to get to that next. And you're going to start to believe it after a while. This takes time, guys. Again, this is a way of life. If I told you this is a quick fix, one and done thing, would you believe me? Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. Now, it is free. All it takes is time and mental energy. It's free, guys. It's absolutely free. Beautiful. And it works. It works. It works. So, openness to the idea that it's already been granted is easy when you understand the science behind this. Manifesting is no longer magic. It used to be considered magic, right? Magic is just science undiscovered. Well, guess what? We discovered it. We cracked the code. We know exactly how this works now. We have identified the mechanism. How about that shit? So, of course it's been granted. It's easy to be open to the idea that it's already been granted. We know how this works. We know that the possibilities are endless. You just got to focus on it, guys. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of real talk, a little bit of practical advice, too. You can't ignore reality, because if you try to manifest a unicorn, are you going to get a unicorn? Now, if you really believe you're going to get a unicorn, if you practice manifesting on a unicorn, okay, maybe some stranger is going to walk up to you on the street one day and hand you a unicorn doll, like one of those little stuffed animals, right? But you're not going to get a real unicorn, guys. Are there unicorns? No. So, live in the real world, accept reality. That's just the way it is. Although, I'll tell you what, why is that bad? Because you can still manifest a lot of cool shit. Straight up. Straight up. You could manifest $1 billion. Why not? Eckhart Tolle is worth $50 million. Did you know that? And the guy wasn't even trying to do that. It just kind of happened. Well, you can do that too. And by the way, I think everybody should have $50 million. If everybody had $50 million, can you imagine the world we would live in? No crime, no poverty. There would be no war, no disease, no famine, no injustice. At least there would be a ton less of those things, right? So fuck it, manifest $1 billion. Why not? Why not? Are you going to manifest $1 trillion? Maybe. That one sounds really hard, but why would you want $1 trillion anyway? I don't know. I guess, if I got $1 trillion, I'd give a bunch of it away. I mean, what the fuck? What am I going to do with $1 billion? Jesus. So, I mean, yeah, that's fine to want $1 billion, but know this, the possibility actually exists. If you can think of it in your head, is there such a thing as money? Yes. Is there such a thing as $1 billion? Yes. Are there people having $1 billion? Yes. There's people having hundreds of billions of dollars. Okay, I guess that's an actual thing that I could manifest. And it exists in the mental plane, the energy part of the universe, the mind of God, if you will. It really exists. So, that's the second one. Number 3, gratitude. Back to this. So, cultivating emotional experiences every single day. This is why you'll see law of attraction teachers always telling you to do like visualizations and stuff. And that's a technique, but it does work. Now, why does it work? That's what this channel is all about. I'm always going to give you the straight dope, guys. Why do these things work? I'm not just going to give you crumbs. And if you think this free video is good, wait till you see my paid content, my Manifest Your Dream Life course. I'm just saying, guys. Okay, why does it work? Because the visualization is creating an emotional response in your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is what causes unification with the mental field. Your subconscious mind, think of it like a cable box, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, your internet, your modem, right? Through your internet or whatever. That's your subconscious. But the modem is plugged into the wall, right? It's plugged into a network, a giant network. The internet, right? That's the mental universe. That's the field of infinite potential, right? Like empty space is the fabric of space, but it's not empty, it turns out. They call it the Higgs field in the universe, and there's lots of fields. There's the electron field, there's the Higgs field, right? There's the photon field. The Higgs field makes them all work. There's dark energy, dark matter. There is this plane. They used to call it the ether. You're not allowed to call it that anymore. But that's a real thing, guys. And it's pure information. So your subconscious mind is plugged into that. That's how this works. That's how the machine works. I'm telling you how the human machine works. If you understand how this technology works, you can use it. So gratitude is huge. If you can't do nothing else, have gratitude. Think about it. Humans are the only species on Earth, maybe whales too, I don't know. Well, apparently whales are very intelligent. Humans are able to actually create emotions from nothing. You could just be sitting on your couch and you could actually make yourself feel an emotion at will. Everybody can do that. Animals cannot. All they can do is respond to their environment. And it helps to create like a pleasant environment too, like, you know, taking care of your house and stuff like that. There's a reason spiritual people tend to mind things like keeping a clean house, or what do they call it? Feng shui, you know, stuff like that. But otherwise, like, you know, your internal experience is completely subjective. You can cause yourself to feel emotions at will. At will. So that's why people are doing visualizations. And then you get excited. Feel what it would feel like to have these experiences. Do it every day. Again, this is free, guys. You just gotta fucking do it. Right? time and mental energy is free, dude. Every day for at least half an hour. I go for an hour. But Kurt, I don't have time. You're going to have to make time. Get out of bed early. Go to bed early. Do something. Meditate. And then after your meditation, put on some candles, put on some inspiring music, and read out of your journal. Read what you wrote. Get excited about it. Visualize it. Feel the emotion. And remember, this takes a long time. 3D reality is slow and stubborn. Do it every day for an hour. Every day. And then throughout the day, you think about it. Yeah, man, I can't wait to have this thing. Cool. And then you're going to start getting intuitive hits. You're going to start to experience intuition. That's when you know it's been granted for sure. That's when you've tapped into that radio frequency in the mental universe, the information universe. Write that shit down. Write down the date and time in your faith journal. Write it down. You've just been given empirical evidence that it's been granted. Now you can really crank up the gratitude. God, thank you so much. Thank you, God. Intuition, that's God telling you, yeah, it's done. It's going to happen. And you just know it is, and you don't question it. So here's the final thing, guys. So those are the three things. I also said that I was going to give you a little ditty about why this works or how to make this work or something that people often forget kind of thing, you know, something really important. And I kind of touched on this earlier. This is really important, you guys. This isn't a one and done thing. You got to make this a way of life. That's why my Law of Attraction program, for example, is so lengthy. And I tell you to watch it again, come back a year later and watch it again. There's more videos after a year or two. It'll start to make more sense to you. You'll start leveling up over the years. And after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you're going to go, wow, look at all this cool shit that I've manifested. Look at how much different I am. 2, I feel better. I'm excited to get out of bed every day. And you're working on yourself every day. And the funny thing is, you're not even focusing on that out there. You're focusing on this in here. That out there just shapes around what you're doing in here, right? It shifts around you. But you're going to have to take your time, guys, and make this a way of life. There's no other way, guys. There's no one and done quick thing. And it works. It works. And guys, it fucking works so unbelievably well. It is so reliable. You can manifest anything you want. Be careful what you wish for. I talked about that on the live chat yesterday. But as long as you know what you're doing and you're sure about what you're asking for, it'll show up. So there you go, guys. There's the keys to the kingdom. Go watch this video again. Take notes. Sign up for my paid coaching. Drink a lot of water. Take vitamins. Make love, not war. Have a great week, you guys. I'll see you next Thursday for another powerful Law of Attraction video. Hasta.